Delta Mike 06.
If you're inside a tube and you're flying across the ocean for 16 hours, you're going to rock and roll that damn drink cart up and down that aisle there, copy? West Y, Delta Mike 06.
John's over. Where is everybody? K6USY.
On the vertical, and you're smoking a little bit. All right, Rob, have a good one. KG6USY. Back to net.
K6USY, Delta Mike 06.
Good evening, Aaron. K6USY, KM6SRR.
Hey, Rob. Yeah, I was hearing some of the guys down south, but other than that, you're the first person I've heard here locally, so it's just you and me at the moment.
Yeah, somebody else was over on you there.
Yep, I hear John down there. KG6, USS. John, how you doing? KM6SR here.
He might be pointed in another direction.
Yeah, that's what I think.
No, I'm pointed at you.
No, we're talking about John down there in the desert.
I'm just finishing my dinner. Hang on. 1079, 432. Who else?
WB6, JMC 107.
107. Gotcha.
And 1100, K6USY.
KK6, ZKE 704.
704. Gotcha. Don't get crazy here. Judy's just coming in. We still have to write numbers down yet. Right now I'm keeping them in my head.
I'm going to go down and finish my dinner, which happens to be a bowl of ice cream.
Well, gee whiz. I just had a cookie. We'd make quite a tea, wouldn't we? Who's bringing the milk?
Yep, we need somebody to have a cow, and I think you got cows over there too, so we're all set.
Well, all they left me was platters.
So she's requested ice cream, so I can be bad for a reason, over.
all my cows that came here only left me platters, but nothing on them. Except flies.
That's just free fertilizer.
Okay, contact.
Who was that?
Contact out here in High Desert, 831.
Oh, 831. You're all broken up, John. Good to hear you. KG6USS 831, K6MYC, Bozo 47.
All right, Mike, got you loud and clear out here in the High Desert. How you doing this evening?
Well, we're kind of recovering from a very boring football game over.
Yeah, that's why I don't watch that stuff. You know, it ain't no fun.
I'll let the other guys tell you about it. At one point, it was 40-6. Okay.
Yeah, I heard you. My wife was watching the football game, and I said, "What the hell are you doing that for?" And she goes, "Well, my daughter says, well, let's watch the commercials." And I said, "Well, I hope you enjoy that."
Yeah, the problem was that Kansas City didn't show up. They sent their backup team. It was a high school team from Kansas somewhere. It was pretty pathetic for a while. They just had a bad day. They just didn't show up. That's all. Until the last part of the game, when of course everybody knew it was over, and they made a few more touchdowns. But that was just to make people go home and not cry too hard. Anyway, good evening to you, John. Stand by. Others will call you. Go ahead, Rob.
All right, Mike, thanks for letting me get in here. KG6USS, Bozo 831, High Desert, looking for Southern California.
I guess Rob went back downstairs to finish his dinner. He wasn't kidding. He was going to go back downstairs and get a bowl of ice cream. But he'll be back in a minute if you can stick around. Who else do we have that can work down there to L.A. over? Everybody's quiet for the moment, John, but you could check in Rob, KM6SRR 432. He was here just a second ago.
I got him, and yeah, I can understand getting that bowl of ice cream, no doubt about it. All right, Mike, got you and got Rob. I'll stand by for a few and see if we can get any more check-ins for the Southern California Bozo Net 831.
Okay, thank you, John. Good to hear you. You probably are running the audio there a little hot because I can hear all kinds of background noise. So you don't need to have the audio up as high as you've got it there. You could probably back it down a few notches. You'd sound a whole lot better. And when it was fluttery like it was earlier, I could not understand what you were saying. You were strong, but it was just fluttering all over the place. The last transmission with no flutter was perfect, but still a ton of background noise. For what it's worth, John, KG6USS with a pause for anybody else up here, or K6MYC.
Kilo Golf 6, Charlie Echo Fox, 982.
Background here, and that's probably what you're hearing.
Yeah, you doubled with the local. Good evening, Daryl. 982. Do you copy John down there?
He's right at my noise level. I can hear him, but I can't quite make it out. I know he couldn't hear me.
Okay. I'm waiting for Rob to come back upstairs with cookies. He's got to bring up 2 or 3 cookies because Judy and I are sitting here, and then there's Aaron and others over.
Roger on that. Yeah, what's up with that? He's supposed to bring it up for everybody.
Well, it's kind of quiet, John. I suspect a lot of people are still got the hangover from the game. It's just in the final stages where they're given the trophy and all that stuff, so it isn't really over. The celebration is, the game is over, but not the celebration. Over.
Yeah, copy that. Mike, what you're probably hearing in the background, I've got a heater going in the background. It sounds like a jet engine.
Well, I hear it, but the point is you just got too much mic gain. Over.
Yeah, I'm standing on top of the mic here. All right, well, I'll stand by for a few. What was that, 982 you checked in?
Yeah, 982. That was Daryl. KG6 Charlie Echo Fox. KG6 Charlie Echo Fox. He's in Coarse Gold north of me. And one of these days when the weather breaks, he'll be able to put up a beam. He's got a bigger antenna, and he'll be able to work you easily from up there. Over.
Roger that, roger that. I'm going to shut this heater off and see if we got a better copy.
You might be running too much compression, too.
Yeah. Okay, well, while he's shutting off the heater, we can stand by for Kerry, KC5DTU, and for Ken, WA6OIB, and let me get it over to you, Terry. You got one word in, and I'll give you a chance to get two in now, and then we'll get it over to Dane, who hasn't had his share of words yet either. KK6ZKE, K6MYC.
Hey, good evening, Mike and everybody. Just turn the TV off and glad to get away from that game.
It was kind of in terms of Super Bowls, it was probably the least exciting, and it was supposed to be a close game. That's what cracked me up. It was supposed to be 37-40 or 36-39 or 38-35 or something. 3-point spread, and it was. Well, one team showed up and the other one didn't. The Eagles played extremely well, and the Kansas City Chiefs didn't play up to their game either. 3 interceptions from Mahone and 6 total sacks on him, and just they weren't playing.
Well, roger that. I don't follow it too much, but I always watch the Super Bowl. But it was pretty bad.
Yeah, it's too bad too, because. The Chiefs are a good team. They just didn't get it today. I don't know what happened. We'll never know what happened, but everybody was there that should have been there. They didn't have any major injuries or anything like that was going on. Anyway, over to you, Dane. I don't know whether you put yourself through the game or not. WB6JNP. He must have gone off to dinner also.
G6 USS back at you, Mike.
Okay, I don't, let's see if Rob is up. Rob, are you back upstairs? Well, Rob's not only having a cookie and an ice cream downstairs, he's having a full dinner. So that...
is also probably feeling a little weak.
Who is? Yeah. Rob's wife might be requiring more time than normal. She just got out of the hospital with a little operation, so I think that may be taking up his time. He's doing a little bit of nurse duty. Over. Anyway, thank you much, John, for pointing up this way. I don't hear anybody else popping in that can quite make it with you there. 73s, and we'll see you on Wednesday. KG6 USS, K6MYC, Northern California Bozo Net.
KM6SR.
Okay, get John. He wants to finish with you.
I got you. KG6 USS. I turned that heater off. I hope you're not hearing anything else there.
Yeah, that's fine. You still got a little too much audio, though. It almost sounds like you're always shouting into the mic, so maybe you are, but compression down a couple of notches, audio gain down a couple of notches, and you'll sound really, really good. Over.
Okay, well, we backed off the mic about half a foot there. All right, brother, have a good one. We'll catch you later on. KG6 USS, Bozo 831, Southern California.
Okay.
Good evening, John. KG6 USS, KM6SRR.
Hey, Rob, how you doing? I got you loud and clear up here.
Roger, yeah, you're making it down here, no problem. Bozo 432. And we can tell Mike that I can't just fix a bowl for me, got to fix one for the wife too, so that takes a little longer. KM6SR.
Yeah, we told him you were doing nursing duties.
You're a good man there, brother.
Yep, ice cream special when we don't always have it, so we got to share.
That's right. Thanks, John. 7-3.
All right, we'll clear the frequency and go back to net on the Southern California side then. KG6USS 831.
Now, let's see. I did turn it over to Dane. Dane, are you back in the shack? Okay, no Dane. Anything new from you, Daryl? Daryl's in and out of the shack. I think people are running back and forth between the TV and the microphone. Who else do we have in the San Joaquin Valley here? How about KB6RQU? How about you, Rick? N6SWR or anybody else in the Bakersfield area?
Yeah, 831 back to net control.
Boy, light crowd here this evening. One more call and then we'll go to Atascadero. K6MYC Bozo Net 2 meters. Calling for anybody in the San Joaquin Valley or any place that's, where you can hear us. Over. Nothing heard. I'm going to Atascadero, Rob.
Roger, KM6SR.
Okay, W6QUI. Surprise us, Ron. W6QUI. You're probably watching the Super Bowl, not working in the museum tonight. K6MYC in the Bozo Net. Over. No Ron. I guess he's got a broken 2-meter setup. Anybody else in Atascadero, Paso Robles, or points in between or beyond? No such luck. Here we go to Santa Cruz. Okay, here we are towards Santa Cruz and Watsonville. KW6 Sugar, K6MYC, over. Okay, AF6 United, Alpha Foxtrot 6 United, K6MYC. Well, everybody's going by their clock and not by their ears. Okay, I'm not hearing anything on Santa Cruz. I'm not hearing anything on Watsonville. How about K6YH? What is his? What's Jamin's call sign over there, Rob? I never can remember what K6YH something.
Yeah, I don't remember very good either. Let me take a look back on my my logs here. Hold on.
I guess if he was there, we would have popped in and given it to us. But I need to hear it a couple more times. Okay, well, let me just drift into the Bay Area. There's the lower end of the Bay Area, Cupertino and Fremont, almost not quite to Fremont, but East San Jose. And
YLH.
okay, K6 Yankee Lima Hotel. Okay, K6 YLH. I don't hear you there, G-man. Gemin. Okay, how about the Bay Area? Bozo Net, Bay Area, 2 meters. K6MYC, Central California, Bay Area.
KB6BA.
KB6BA, nice signal as always, Oliver. Give Judy your number and tell us if you got a hike in today. It was kind of cold over here. The sun was intermittent. We had sun, and if you could get it to come down on you and not stop in the cloud above, it was pretty nice. Otherwise, it was nippy. KB6BA, K6MYC.
Yeah, good evening, Mike and Judith. Yeah, got up to about 57. Did go for a hike after it warmed up a bit. And trails had dried out, but supposed to get some more next week, I think. KB6BA.
Okay. Well, we didn't get much rain, so it wasn't much to dry out here. We've already got dry dirt showing up all over the place. We only got 1/4 of an inch in the last week, so pretty pathetic here. Anyway, good to hear you, and a very nice, lovely, smooth, no flutter.
Yes.
Between you and me, we just don't have anything but a singular path that's really good.
Hi, Oliver.
Yeah,
Hi, Oliver.
there you go. There's Judy for you. She's got your 900.
Yep, forgot that. Thanks, KB6BA.
Yep, she said she had it. She remembered it. She's starting to remember the numbers now.
900.
Yeah, 900 is an easy one, huh? Okay. I heard somebody else underneath you, so let's see who that is. Thanks for calling in, Oliver. And we'll stand by for anybody else. Who was the other one?
W6PQL.
Booming signal, BQL. How are you doing, and how's your wife?
Well, she was better for a couple of days. She's a little bit weaker today, so it's not over, I guess. But they didn't find anything. She's got an appointment tomorrow with her doctor, so I'm sure they'll be discussing the whole thing and developing some sort of a plan. But anyway, yeah, that's where things stand now. Pretty cold over here. It was 28 this morning. This is like the 3rd day this year that it's been down in the high 20s. So unusually cool. I don't think last year it got below 32. K6MYC, W6PQL.
Yeah, great, Jim. W6PQL, very steady, very smooth signal tonight. No flutter, no fading of any note. So the band is kind of semi-stable for some reason. The guys in L.A. were jerking and fluttering all over the place, but this path is clean. Fine on the weather and the temperature. We didn't hit 32 or 28. We didn't even get, well, we got into the mid-30s. And it was nippy, and it has been nippy all day. I think we probably got in like you did, 58. If we broke 60, it was for just a very short 2 breaths, and then it went back. So it's been nippy. I would have preferred to have a little better sun today. We had a lot of moisture in the air. Humidity, according to Judy, was something in the 80% bracket. So the air was full of that white, misty, stuff that diffuses the sun.
You get to see a lot of snow on the Sierra.
Yeah, we saw lots of patches of snow all over the place up there. So they're getting their share. Frank reported getting 2 inches. When we only got 1/4 in that last rain. So it rained a lot harder 15 miles north of it than it did here. In fact, they had some washouts on the groundwork and the grading that he's been doing on the hillside for a neighbor, and he had to redo that the last couple of days, as I guess it was pretty mushy there. Anyway, back to you, and then we'll see if we can find anybody else in the Bay Area there. Got Oliver and yourself so far. And the game didn't leave anything to be questioned, did it? W6BQL, K6MYC.
No, it was pretty one-sided. I can remember better Super Bowls as far as excitement goes. And the teams were a little closer in score, but this one was kind of a hummer. All right. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Okay, stick around. Maybe you can hear somebody I can't. Let's see. I haven't heard Mike for a few days. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. Are you in there, Mike? No, Mike. KT2G, WA6AXX. Are you guys there?
Hi, Mikey, WA6AXX. No traffic.
Oh, okay. Well, it's been so long, you better give Judy your number.
Yeah, WA6AXX 773. And let's see, it went up to, what did it go? It went up to like 48 today. Really cold. Beautiful day, though. It's very nice, just cold. And then I think we're getting more rain midweek, so we'll be ready for that. We got a lot of rain. I didn't add it up, but we got like maybe 4 or 5 inches over the last week or so. So that's about it here. Hope you're doing well. K6MYC, WA6AXX.
We are doing well, and we aren't doing well in terms of rain. Since May of 2024, we've had 5 1/4 inches. In this last rainstorm, the last 4 or 5 days, we had one day it rained a little bit, Friday, I think, or something, and we got maybe a quarter. I don't know if it really measured up to a quarter. I'm going to say we got a 1/4 of an inch, but it was so slight it was hard to read. So pretty pathetic here.
Just enough to mess up the windows.
Yeah, just enough to mess up the windows and make the cement wet around us here. Anyway, fine on your temperatures. Yeah, that would be expected up at your altitude there, 48 degrees. That's the day you stay inside and keep throwing wood on the fireplace, don't you?
Or keep the water flowing through the radiant heat pipes.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, one way or the other. I have a friend that has a big house in Los Gatos up in the hills, much like yours. He's just off of Highway 17, almost at the peak of the 17 highway over to Santa Cruz there, and they have radiant heat in the house, and it's nice to walk around on the warm floors, but boy, is it expensive.
Well, we do use a lot of propane. It's propane. The boiler is propane powered, and yeah, it's maybe, I guess, more expensive than natural gas, but not as expensive as electric heating, certainly.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, he has a big house, lots of 2 floors at least, and it's a custom home. He designed it many years ago when there was no issues with that kind of stuff. And anyway, but yeah, it's sure nice to have that radiant warm air coming up at you. They have a huge dining room, and when they have the Christmas celebration, usually this year they didn't have that for some reason. I think I don't know why they didn't invite us or even have the Christmas celebration. Maybe because they were in the middle of restoring another house that's next to them. They bought the property next to them. That may have curtailed all that effort. Anyway, I haven't been up to see him now for a couple of years, so we're missing that trip up into the Redwoods. Good evening, Ed. Good to have you back. Hopefully we'll hear you checking in on various bands through the rest of the week there. WA6AXX, K6MYC in the Bozo group.
Yeah, very good. 7-3, Mike. I'll be in and out here. Just other stuff going on. It's all good. Everything's good. Well, except in Washington. But we won't go into that. So 7-3, K6MYC, WA6AXX.
You mean what's going on in Washington State?
No, but we won't go there. 7-3.
Well, maybe it'll save us a lot of money in the long run the way it's going. They're finding no end of what we knew was there all along. Okay. Bay Area Bozo Net, K6MYC, 2 meters. Where are you guys?
WB6JNN. Bozo 884, WB6GGY.
And WB6WNI.
Okay, I hear you, Carl. I hear you, Phil, and I hear you, Jim. Let's get Jim in here first. WB6JNN. Good signal, Jim. Good to hear you. And we've got WB6GGY checking in. We've got you, Phil. You're already written in. Hang on, but we'll be up your way in a minute. And Carl will get you next. Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, okay, Mike. WB6J&N just got in from setting up the telescope. Happened to have a clear night tonight, although half a moon, so that doesn't help, but that's okay. We'll try. And walked in here, and you were talking about Bay Area, so I got the thing on, and I was only at 25 watts for the transverter for 1296, so I popped it up to 50 watts for you. WB6JNN.
Oh, okay. Well, you were sure weak on 1296 the other night. My God, we just got a word or two every now and then. We knew you were there, but man, it was just hopeless.
Bozo.
285. You forgot to give your Bozo number for Judy. Anyway, you're certainly strong tonight and very steady. The signals all coming over the hill from the Bay Area are just rock solid. No flutter, no fading. That's really an outstanding evening for that direction. Jim, go ahead.
Yeah, well, last night you were not very strong here either. You were only at 4 to 5, and it was fluttery, and occasionally you go up to 7 to stay there for 30 seconds or less. And whenever I transmitted, it was going down. So 1296 was just a bad night. And nothing else going on here, really. Things are going along okay. WB6JNN.
I know you're hanging in there with the wife. She's keep taking probably more and more of your time with the nursing duties and overseeing things. Good luck with that. I know that's it can be time-consuming at times. We didn't get much done today. I didn't even hardly go outside. We did take a ride and looked at things and picked up a few pine cones, but I didn't do any work outside. Yesterday I split wood for about 2 hours, so we got lots of wood split. I got no wood left. I cleaned that wood pile up at the front of the house that we've been talking about. It's gone, and the hillside is raked, and now you can see the beautiful granite coming out of the ground. We got a great big huge stone with the pine tree coming out of it, and that was all covered up with logs and stuff from the street side. So I got that looking pretty again. That's always kind of a beautiful view for me. I like that. Anyway, that's what we did. Today was nothing. Like I say, we just kind of lounged around and fiddled around until the Super Bowl came on, and not that. Yeah, well, I said we got a bag full of pine cones, but we had to scrounge all over to get them. I need fire storages is what we were looking for. All right, over to you, Carl. Good, Gary. Sorry, Carl. I don't know where that Carl came from. WB6WNI. Go ahead, Gary. K6MYC.
711. Thank you, Mike. You know, I was wondering who's Carl, but anyway, standing by. Yes, WB6WNI1090. And good evening, Mike. I want to apologize that on Thursday you went through the net faster than I could get food down my throat. So by the time I got to the radio, you were gone, and I actually listened to the YouTube video for the first time ever. So my question is, do I sound okay? Because your comment the last time I was on 440, I heard it, and I said, I don't get it, Mike. I don't get why I'm so high-pitched. But anyway, how does it sound tonight? Back to you.
Yeah, you sound fine, Gary. I don't hear any problem, and I don't think I made any comment about your audio, even on 432. He might be thin. You know, that just means you're just weak. A little weak, but and I don't know about the audio level, but all the quality of the audio has always been fine. I've never seen anything in your audio that I would make comment about. So there you go. Sounds good. Good to have you in here. And did you say you were still stuffing dinner down your throat, or was there something else wrong with your throat?
Yeah. Mike, that was funny. No, it was last Thursday. That's why I missed the 432 net. I couldn't eat fast enough, and by the time I got to the radio, your 432 net was over. So, oh well. Anyway, no, I was commenting on the pitch. I think you said that I was a little high-pitched sometimes, and you weren't kidding. I listened to my voice on the YouTube, and it was very high. So next time we get on 432, we'll just do a quick check to make sure I have it tuned correctly. Otherwise, nothing else. So 73 to you, Judy, and the net. WB6W and I will be monitoring.
Oh, yeah. If you're off frequency, you can sound high-pitched or low-pitched, depending on which side of the frequency you're on. But, yeah, I believe you were on 432. You had a period. I don't remember it specifically, but it's vaguely remembering that you were off frequency a little bit. But you're not unusual. A lot of fellows do that. A lot of radios come on and they're cold. They don't warm them up, or they don't start changing or drifting in frequency until you start transmitting. And a lot of guys are off a little bit. So we're used to that. So sometimes I comment on it if it's severe. If it's mild, I don't usually worry about it. But you heard it, so you know what I have to deal with here. Thanks, Gary. Good to hear you. And we'll see you tomorrow night on 6 meters, hopefully. Let's see if we have anyone else here in the Bay Area. We're missing a few. I haven't heard AB6SR for ages. So hopefully Stan is okay. I'm really worried. I don't know how to reach Stan. I don't know if anybody else knows Stan, AB6SR in Los Gatos area there. Somebody could try to reach him. I don't think we have his phone number. I guess he's probably okay in the call book. But he hasn't checked in now for 2 or 3 weeks, which is very unusual for him. Anyway, other than that, is there anyone else who would like to check in? We're missing KF6QCH and WKB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. Over.
Kilo Echo
711.
Quebec Romeo, Bozo 177.
Okay, got you, Gary. Hang on just a second. 177, we got you. Who was the other one?
711.
Oh, we got you earlier, John, but I didn't recognize you. You came in when Gary was in, and he heard you, I think. So you're getting, it must be pointed up into the Bay Area, but he heard you check in there. Good evening to you. Hope all is well in the K6MI household there. Over.
Yeah, everything's good, and we got Philharmonic next week. We'll be in and out.
Okay, very good. 7-Eleven is the in-and-out store, and John's mimicking it.
That 111?
No, 7.
7-Eleven?
No, John is 7-Eleven. Yeah, 7.
The next one,
And well, the next one is 177. Over to you, Gary. KE6QR, K6MYC.
Okay, Mike, it's Bozo Net, Kilo Echo 6 Quebec Romeo. We're doing well. Made 222 contacts this weekend in about 8 hours on the WCS RTCY concept. And I looked up Lucky in Nashville. Actually, just up above South Africa. I don't know if it's called, but I recognize it by the way. But it's one of my little contacts. They reached it today, and now we're getting ready to be back control at 9 o'clock on the Western Country 7. So sounds good tonight. Back to you, Mike. KE6QR.
Well, isn't that handy? You were down the whole transmission. I could hardly catch a word. And just at the end, back to you, Mike, KE6QR came out of the noise. So I missed all of that, Gary. Let's take a quick one. Take a 5-second transmission. I tuned back and forth with the antenna. I could not get you out of the noise. I went from 270 to 310, and it just stayed pretty much the same. So just happened to catch you in a null here. Take a short transmission. Let's see if it's back, and then maybe you can give me a quick repeat. KE6QR, K6MYC. Yeah, it's basically unreadable. I could probably squeeze a contact out of it, but that's it's readability 3. Readability 3 with difficulty. I'm just not getting much, Gary. So when you first checked in, I was hearing you fine, and I didn't move the antenna till I turned it over to you, and I actually hadn't moved the antenna when you first picked it up, and it was down then, and it's been down all ever since. So that's a funny path tonight. 7-3, and hopefully we'll catch you on Wednesday with a better signal. KE6QR, K6MYC, 73, Gary.
735 K6MYC, K6QR.
That was Q5, but with difficulty, 73. Okay, who else do we have before I go to Oakley? Okay, I'm deluged with signals, but go ahead, Ken, if you're in there. N6RO, Radio Oakley, K6MYC.
K6MYC, N6RO, Bozo 835, and no rain. Pretty good day for the solar system. And I haven't had dinner yet, but it's going to be halibut and asparagus. And we did pretty good in the WPX RTTY. Made over 3,100 QSOs and 900 prefixes. And all of the score was the highest record score for California and W6 in the contest. But nothing compared to those guys back east that can work Europe all day long. K6MYC and 6RO.
Yeah, well, congratulations on the high score thing. That's wonderful. Sounds like you had good success. I was on 40 and 20 meters, and I could see it going on. The whole spectrum there around the teletype band was pretty well lit up, so it seemed to be very active. I don't know whether we had long path propagation or not. I overslept on Saturday. By the time I got up, it was way past long path time or scheduled time. Everybody that might have been there had given up by that time. And on Sunday, this morning, I got out there pretty much on time. I was just a couple minutes late, but nobody there on either band, either on 40 or on 20. So I'm going to have to find out what happened from Phil. Whether Phil was probably off to church, but I don't know whether Bill was there. I don't know what happened to K7VO, who we normally work, as he was coming back from Puerto Vallarta with a very bad illness, and maybe he just wasn't up to snuff. And I called him on the phone, rang, and finally went to his answering machine, so he didn't even pick up his phone. So I don't know what happened there. Anyway, good to hear you, and I'm glad you had good success with the RTTY, and it saves your vocal cords at least, doesn't it?
Yes, indeed. Well, I had the sore duty of doing 80 meters, and it was just not good the whole weekend. We had the over-the-horizon radar screwed up the JAE opening on Saturday morning. They weren't there on Sunday morning, but neither were the JAs. I usually can get 30 to 40 JAs in this contest, but I only ended up with 16. My fun was watching my two guys operating their flex radios, 2 BSIQ, so they were covering 4 bands at one time with 2 operators. And for a time, Chris, N6WM, was operating 3 radios at the same time, because he had access to both of our flexes. So that was the enjoyable. Those guys are really skilled. N6RO.
Boy, yeah, multitasking. Probably the same kind of guys that Elon Musk has working for him. The 19-year-old that he's only had 5 startups in the high-tech industries already, and he's only 19. And I got a kick out of the pundits on the news broadcast. They said he isn't even old enough. He can't even pass a security test. Well, there's nothing to check on a security test when you're only 19. You can't have gotten into that much trouble, could you?
I don't know. I ignored the news all weekend. I'll catch up on it after I have dinner.
Well, Elon Musk, I guess, has got about 6 of these guys that are just computer whizzes, and this one kid is 19. He started his first company when he was 16, so he's obviously way ahead of his age. But that's who's doing the bulk of the searching and poking around in the various government agencies there. Anyway,
tracking money.
Yeah, they're what?
Tracking money.
Tracking money, yeah, tracking money with skilled computer skills. All right, see you tomorrow on this, 222, I guess, is out completely. But we'll look for you on 6 and then Tuesday later on 1296. Hopefully we can make it this time with a QSO, so to speak. N6 Radio Oscar for a final, K6MYC.
Yeah, good. It's too bad that 19-year-old is not a radio contester. He'd do very well. On 222 is down until Gary can get out here and find the open circuit and fix it. We've got some wire antennas to fix too, but Gary's tied up with his wife who had a fall. Having a rough recovery. But time goes on. N6RO, 90 night.
90 night. We had chili verde for dinner, and it was a real quickie. Matt made chili verde and took it to a big Super Bowl party that he was going to, but I made him leave us a bowl full. So we got enough for a couple of dinners, and it was wonderful. It was cooking for multiple hours. You know, the longer you cook and put stuff in chili verde, the better it gets. And it was just wonderful. I put a tortilla down and I slobbered that stuff all over it and ate everything, and it was just great. Anyway, that was not exactly the simplest. It was the simplest dinner you could imagine, but it wasn't probably all around well-rounded. Hi. See you tomorrow, K6MYC 73, Ken.
Yeah.
226 is here. Good evening, Ken.
I'd like to let it age, simmer for about 2-3 hours before we serve it. And I keep throwing little dabs of mesquite and other salt in it. Anyway, I'm now getting hungry, so I slept all day, of course, since I didn't go to bed till 8 this morning. 2 overnighters. It'll take me 3 days to recover from that. N6RO.
Ken, hang on a second, Ken. Ken, WA60IB 226 is in. Go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, good evening, all WA60IB here, and I just wanted to say hi to Ken up there and get some sleep, buddy.
Oh, what's that, Ken?
I said, get some sleep.
Yeah, in a couple hours I'll probably crash. I usually go to sleep in my recliner before I realize that I'm supposed to be in bed.
Well, I do the same thing here. Sometimes I wake up at 3 in the morning and say, well, what am I doing still sitting here? I should be in bed. Anyway, have a great week, and good evening to you, Mike. WA60IB, Northern Clovis.
Yeah, okay, Ken. And hang on, Ken, N6RO. I want to ask Ken, WA60IB, and Aaron to give me a critique on your audio, Ken. It just sounds thin. I know it's a 9700, but it sounds like it needs something. I've listened to it now for about 3 weeks, and it doesn't change from night to night. And I thought, well, maybe it's just conditions, but it's crackly, it's not solid, and it's very thin and a little high-pitched. That's my quick assessment of it. It could be better. It's readable, but I really have to pay attention to what you're saying. Aaron, could you give a critique on that? And I don't think he's reading your mail, so I'll pass it on to him. Over.
Aaron's in the other room with his kids.
Oh, Aaron's not listening. Okay, well, we'll have to forego till the next time. How about you, Ken?
WB6, yes, so.
No, I've been using a different microphone for the last 2 or 3 weeks. I'll switch back to the hand mic, which I have more faith in.
Yeah, it sounds like it's a DX mic. Very thin, very punchy, but very thin. It doesn't seem to have enough body for my ears. So that's probably what it was. I've noticed it for the last 3 weeks, and I couldn't understand why your 9700 sounded like that. And I kept saying, well, it's got to be flutter and band conditions, but it's been that way every night. And then so many other people with them sound so smooth. This is the hand mic on the 9700, and everybody seems to think they sound pretty darn good. Anyway, yeah, switch back and let's see what you sound like tomorrow night or the next night on 1296, Ken. 7-3 for now, and we had Dennis breaking. Stand by 1 second. Ken, did you have any comment about that?
Well, yeah, I agree with you. It does sound kind of thin, and but he's explained it. The hand mic that comes with these things is pretty decent, actually. It's amazingly so. So anyway, that I concur. Good evening, Ken, and we'll hear you tomorrow night on the other mic, maybe. WA60IB.
Yeah, Ken, good. Yeah, I've got the hand mic on my other icon, the 7610. I've been getting really good reports with that radio. So maybe I'll find one of the other hand mics and use hand mics on both radios.
Yeah, give that a go. I think you'll be happier with that.
Yeah. Good night, all.
Bernie, very good. 7-3 again, and we'll see you tomorrow. And over to you, Dennis. I haven't listened and haven't heard the guys from Clear Lake. I'm pointed almost in that direction, but I haven't heard them pop in here for quite some time, so they seem to be content checking in with you. WA6, no, that's not right. WB6ISO, K6MYC in the Bozo Net.
And a very pleasant good evening to you there, Mike. K6MYC, WB6ISO. I guess Ken is mad at me. He won't even say hello to me anymore. OIB down there. He's very loud. But hello there, Kent, if you're listening, and hope you're having a fine evening. Didn't take a whole lot of check-ins tonight there, Mike. I was watching the Super Bowl and got in here, and so I did not talk to Kent or Dave up there in the Clear Lake area, so I had no check-ins from them. The only other person I talked to is number 782, N6BX Larry, would like to be checked in. And 132, Mr. Dan, N6TNI, if you could do that. And K6LBPJR, number 1101. He also would like to be checked in, and I'm Bozo 86. So that's about all I got for the evening. Other than that, I was in watching the Super Bowl over.
Yeah, such as it was not the best one. Yeah, it's supposed to be a competitive game, and it was far from it, wasn't it? Okay, good. Thanks for the other check-ins. I think Judy got them all. What was the first one you gave me?
The first one was number 782, November 6th, Bravo X-ray.
Okay, we got it. I just didn't see her write it down, but she wrote it down at the bottom of the column, and I didn't see her write it in there. Okay, good. Thank you, Dennis, and good to hear you. We'll look for you perhaps. Well, you don't work 6 and 222, but we'll see you Wednesday again, no doubt. Thank you very much for being there, and sorry, I couldn't do anything about the Super Bowl. I would have had another choice of the way the games got played. For some reason, Kansas City didn't show up until the last 6 minutes of the game. Over.
Yeah, I know. Well, I was rooting for Philadelphia, to be honest with you, so it turned out pretty good. But I did not really expect that kind of a blowout, to be completely honest with you. So that was something I was not expecting. Yeah, so anyway, and again, I'm going to say hello to Mr. Ken down there, OIB, and hope he's doing fine.
Did you get that, Ken? Ken's in and out, I guess.
Okay, well, you give him my very best, and I do, before I leave, I got to say hello to Judy. Judy, how are you? I think she said fine. Your signal dropped down a little bit on me there. But anyway, pleasant good evening to both you.
Squeeze it. When it goes quiet, you got it. There you go.
Can you hear me now?
E6ISO, Bozo 86.
Dennis, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, Judy, and there's 756. I wanted to get checked in. Hang on there, 756. I'll be right with you. Yes, Judy, I can hear you. How are you?
I'm just fine. I have a question. Did you watch the intermission on the Super Bowl?
I tried not to.
I don't blame you. I could not understand that rapper for anything.
The commercial's over.
It was crazy. I was expecting something a little more generally enjoyable. Anyway, you have a nice evening, and maybe we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, I got one other question for you real quick. Did you watch any of the commercials, and did you watch the Bud commercial with the Clydesdales?
No, I missed that. I bet I went to the kitchen and missed that. I'm sorry I missed that. I saw the Clydesdale in person in the 1950s. It was fantastic.
The halftime show? No, that was not a halftime show. I'm sorry. Okay, thank you much. Appreciate it. You take care. And 756 is there trying to get checked in. And pleasant good evening to you.
All right, 7-3. Good night.
Good evening, Judy. WB6GGY.
Good evening, Phil. And how are you and Barbara doing?
We are doing just fine. We are doing great. And you sure sound good on the radio.
Oh, good. I've got it very close to my mouth. I'm hoping pushing the right buttons. You have a nice evening, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, we'll look for you later. And, yeah, you sound great on the radio. So I just wanted to compliment you. You have a very great voice for the radio there. WB6GGY.
Well, I got you, Phil. I know we got another caller, but hang on a second. Phil, we didn't hear this morning. I was there at 8:35. Almost on time. I checked 20 meters. I had nobody on long path. I called K7VO. I didn't hear him. I finally called him on the phone and got nothing but an answering machine. So I don't know what happened there, but I didn't hear you or Bill on 40 either. Over.
I just missed you then. I quit at 8:30 and got ready to go to church. So I just missed you by 5 minutes then. But I heard nobody this morning. I was running, I was checking 20 and 40 and heard nothing in either case. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay, well, it was the same for me. So we're back to Monday morning tomorrow. We'll look for you if we get up in time and on 40 meters as always. And you won't have to be burdened with, not burdened, you won't be trying to get ready to go to church. 7-3. And let me pick up the other breaker. We got 756. That was that you, Dave? Or 756. I'm sorry, Darren. I got the numbers mixed up there. 756. Good evening. You're sounding pretty good. Over.
Oh yeah, making the grade today. Moving boxes, shuffling things around, and then back to another meeting. So make it quick, in and out, and there's more waiting in the wings. KJ6, KFB, carry on.
Okay, thank you, Darren. Thank you for being there and checking in as a pretty regular checker-inner here. 73 KJ6 KFB K6MYC. Now kind of keeping an ear out for KO6KD. How about it?
Yeah, hey Mike. I was not around this morning.
Hang on, I hear you just a sec.
Been off Sunday mornings just because I figured that for the most part nobody's around. So that's kind of how that worked out for me. And the house was cold, and I just didn't get up. So anyway, sorry I didn't make it around there. I feel badly now that you guys were there and I was not, but maybe we can make it up for tomorrow. Anyway, good evening to you and to Judy and everybody else in the net. Hello, Dennis and Darren and everyone else, and John who might be hearing me. KO6KD number 776 checking in and saying good evening.
Okay, good evening, Bill. Yeah, well, we got up in time, and I was there, but I was a little late to get back to 40. I went back and forth. There was a QSO up on 7139. I called you guys a couple of times on 137 and didn't get anything, so I went down to 136 and called. But I didn't get anybody there either. And I guess we missed Phil because he was off to church and you were sleeping. And I called Bob, but I didn't get any answer. So maybe he's still sick. Didn't even answer. He hasn't called me back. So maybe he hasn't even looked at his cell phone, or maybe something's broken up there. Or maybe he's so under the weather that he hasn't doesn't feel like getting on the radio or even checking his phone. Over.
Yeah, that's starting to concern me. I know he said he was very, very ill. when he first came back, and then it took him almost a week just to get up the energy to come out and say hello to us that one day, and now he hasn't been back since. So, yeah, that's it. Now he's avoiding call. I don't know. Probably nothing, but certainly worth being concerned about.
Well, hopefully we'll hear him tomorrow. Maybe he'll check his phone between now and then and know that we're at least looking for him. All right, let you go, Bill. 7-3. Thanks for checking in, and we'll see you tomorrow morning or tomorrow night, one way or the other. KO6KD, K6MYC. Now we're kind of looking for Reading and or KR6MR.
Well, good evening, Mike. K6MYC in the group, KR6MR, Bozo 759. Howdy, howdy.
Howdy, howdy. And you're sounding pretty good. I'm not quite pointed at you. I'm a little shy by a degree or so, but it should be close enough. And let me just take a standby. So, it might have been Bill finishing, but you were stronger than Bill, and you were stronger than whoever was under you knew. So maybe it's the Reading guys. Let me just see if they're there. Sometimes we have to catch them on a peak. Reading, 145 and 230. Reading, Charlie, November 80, K6MYC, calling and listening.
Okay, KD6 shortwave, number 145 in windy Reading, over.
You might as well be in the shack. It's not windy down here.
Well, I wish we'd go down there because I'm tired of it. I hate the wind.
Yeah, I don't like wind either. You were up, but now you're going down with a lot of flutter, but still good copy. Good to hear you. And in that whole last storm, we only got 1/4 of 1 inch, over.
I'm sure we got more than that because the lake's been coming up in large amounts, and now they're letting a lot out, and it's flooding places downstream. Over.
Roger. Well, I'm glad you guys are getting the water. I think we're getting a lot of snow also, so there's going to be water in California. We just aren't getting it on our property here. But that's not where my water comes from. Anyway, my water for my wells comes from the snow melt. It takes about 4 months for it to get here. Hi. Anyway, good evening. Let's see if Jerry's in there. KO6HS. How about it, Jerry? Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie in the group. Over. Oh, no Jerry tonight. Okay. Rich, do you hear Jerry at all?
I didn't hear Jerry, but if he was on, I would sure hear him. Jerry, are you on board? Negative. Yeah, very conspicuous by his absence. Over.
Yeah, well, I'll check back after I do Nevada. So I'll check back in about 5 or 6 minutes once I go up to Nevada there, Rich. Good to hear you. Good signal at times here. You were really loud for a moment. Hi. The band is up and down, but at least it gave you something that was substantial here for a few seconds. Hi. D6SW, K6MYC. Clear for now, but I'll come back in a bit. K6MYC, looking for other check-ins in the Sacramento direction.
WA6HNA 1013.
Yeah, 1013. Good evening, Greg. Let me get it back to you in just a second because I overlooked John. KR6MR. Back to you, John. And I meant to get back to you and not stand by for others. But we'll get Greg in just a second there. So take it and tell me how your weekend went up there in Meadow Vista. You must have got a lot of rain. A lot of people got lots and lots of rain. KR6MR, K6MYC in the Bozo group.
Yeah, KR6MR again, Bozo 759. I don't have the numbers right in front of me, but yeah, we've got a fair amount of rain at 9 inches or so far this year, and it's a good start, I guess. And I hope to get more. I'd like to see a little bit of snow, and our first daffodil has come up. So that's what I have up here. Go ahead.
Oh, daffodils at Meadow Vista. Well, wonderful. That's a good sign. I guess that's pretty early. Doesn't it indicate spring?
No, they come up in the wintertime.
Oh, they come up through the snow, don't they?
Yeah, and it's really pretty.
Yeah, they push up through the snow. I can remember we had some of that in Michigan when I lived back there. Okay. Very good. Well, I'm glad you're getting all that rain. we have had 5 1/4 inches total since May of last year. Over.
Oh, that's dismal. But then you kind of live in a desert area, high desert. And I'll let you go. Continue on with the net. It's getting a little bit late here. KR6MR, I'll see you tomorrow night.
Okay, thank you, and we'll do that on 6 meters, John. Take care. KR6MR over to WA6HNA. Still on the vertical, but louder tonight, K6MYC.
Hi, Mike. Yeah, WA6HNA. Well, yep, still on the vertical. I'm actually sitting down right now and trying to figure out what parts I've got to label on the solar system to get the permit inspection complete this week. So get that done, and then we'll start putting antennas back up. So we're down to the final details on this stuff, Mike.
Well, that's good news. That's sure good news. I hope to finish it up. Mine's been stalled for about a month because my friend Frank, W6BBS, has been first sick with poison oak, then other problems, and then now he hurt his knee, got recovered from that, and then he called me and said he would be here Saturday, and then he called us later and said his neighbor had a mudslide. He had done some work for his neighbor with his tractor and cleared some land, and they all live on the hillside there. So apparently it wasn't stable, and with the trees cleared off and the brush cleared off, it got very muddy, and they had some washouts. So they had to go back and fix that, and I think he did that the last couple of days. He was supposed to be here today, but he didn't show. So it means he was probably still doing that. He's also got something wrong with the cell site up there, and he can't get into the cell. He can get text through, but that's all, and I guess it's just because it takes a while. You can send the text, and it keeps trying to get to you, and eventually it gets through, but the phone doesn't work at all. So anyway, we're a little bit slowed up on our solar system completion here. We're about 75% of the way, but I want to finish it up and get it done and put to bed. 7-3 to you, Greg, and maybe we'll catch you tomorrow night on 6 meters. WA6HNA and the group K6MYC.
Okay, Mike, very good. Yeah, it sounds like Frank is a busy person. I get the feeling he's always on the run. So anyway, yeah, I may be putting in a order with M squared for a horizontal, a 2-meter horizontal loop, because I can hear so many guys on the vertical. I'm finding that if I get a omnidirectional horizontal antenna, I think I could probably hear all the guys in Sacramento and some of the guys in the Bay Area when you're chatting with them without me having to spin the Yagi all the time. So this has actually been kind of interesting. So anyway, hey, I'll let you go, and we'll try to catch you on 6 meters tomorrow. K6MYC, WA6HNA.
Okay, do me a favor, Greg, so I can get it in my head. I always get mixed up on the little town that you live in. Is it Groveland, or what is it?
Yeah, that's exactly right, Groveland. Pine Grove is up by Jackson. It's just a suburb of Jackson. So, yeah, we're in Groveland. We're a suburb of Sonora. Over.
Okay, yeah. Well, I always get Pine Grove and Groveland mixed up, and I haven't been up there enough to really separate them in my head where they are physically, so that's why I want to just hear you say it. Very good, 7-3, and we'll catch you tomorrow, Greg. And okay on the whole loop might be a good idea. Might even think about a stacked pair, get some gain, but still your Omni, over.
Yeah, actually the stacked pair is exactly what I was looking at. Just do your whole little package, and I could stick it on the same mast that's down below the Yagi.
Yeah, roger. Did you get any snow up there?
We did about a week and a half ago. We got just a little bit, but it was almost not enough to talk about.
Okay, not worth the discussion. All righty, 7-3. We'll see you later. WA6HNA, K6MYC, QRZ for anybody else in the Sacramento area before we go to Nevada, over. All quiet on the western front, or on the northern front. Let's go to Nevada, K6MYC, heading up toward Nevada.
1179.
1179, hi. Let's see, KD6, KJ6, Whiskey Victor Lima, is that it?
Kilo Delta 6, Whiskey Victor Lima.
Okay, and it's, I don't think Larry's right. What's the handle?
The name here is John. I'm in Modesto.
Yeah, John, okay, I'm getting it. You have to check in a few more times and I'll remember. Very good. Good to hear you, and thanks very much. Quite a nice signal tonight for me when I'm aimed at Sacramento. So that's the time to catch me. Of course, you know we're live streaming, and I don't know whether you're taking advantage of that or not on YouTube, but you can hear us. And so you know who I'm talking to. In the event that you cannot hear the other side of my conversations, if you listen to the live stream, you can hear whatever I'm hearing. And sometimes that makes the conversation more enjoyable and certainly more educational if you're listening to questions and answers from people. KD6, Whiskey Victor Lima, Modesto, K6MYC. Good evening to you, John.
Good to hear you, Mike. I checked in on the 432 net, and I know you were asking what I was using. I had a FT847 with an HO loop, probably up 25 feet.
Well, that's pretty good. You were weaker, but you were barely readable, but I could hear you. And I used to have an old 847. I had that thing I did hundreds, if not thousands, of moon bounce contacts with that radio. It's a good old radio. I got to a point where I couldn't see it anymore. My eyes are so bad, I'm losing my eyesight. I just couldn't see the radio anymore. I couldn't find the buttons and all that sort of stuff, but a great radio. So that's a classic for sure. And good radio. And about 25 watts on 432, as you say. Yeah, on the long term, you may want to get a Yagi for 432. There's a lot of activity. We're having 25 to 30 check-ins all over the Bay Area and up and down the coast here. So you might want to stretch out your capability a little bit and get something bigger. But in any case, I'm just still curious why you're not stronger here. I wonder if you have a little blockage. If you look south, I don't know if you've done a Google search, a map search and stuff, but you might look south. Sometimes places like Waterford, they have a little blockage to the north, and you may be looking into that blockage from your side, looking south this way. And that may be why your signal isn't quite what I would expect it. It's good, and your Q5 an easy copy tonight, but it's not still as strong as it should be for your long Yagi there, over.
Well, you know, it's funny, Mike, because I try to aim directly towards you, and I almost lose you, but then if I go just a little bit south of east, you come right in. So I don't know. There could be something blocking you.
That sounds like a blockage, and what you're doing is going over to the Sierras, so I think maybe the antenna's working fine, because if you're getting that kind of a signal level on bounce, you're doing fine. So you're bouncing off the Sierras, and I'm bouncing off to the Sierras because when I go up your way, I'm aimed almost at the Sierras. Some of my signal is certainly going over that way. So that would explain it. Anyway, whatever works in your location, that's what separates the men from the boys, John. You have to figure out what works for your QTH and make the best of it. Good evening to you. KD6 Whiskey Victor Lima, K6MYC 73, and I'll go to Nevada.
73.
Okay, Nevada. Let's see if Richard's in here for another week or so. KD6BQ, K6MYC in the group.
Yeah, good evening, Mike. K6MYC, KD6BQ, number 249. And yeah, we'll be around this week, and that's it for a while. So I may or may not make it on Wednesday night. Over.
Okay, yeah, okay. Well, we'll keep that in the back of our head. If we could get Larry cranked up again. Larry hasn't checked in here. I think he's only had one check-in in the last month. Since the beginning of the year, I think I've only heard Larry one time. So he's really lost interest. I don't know whether he's still got antennas that are screwed up there or what, but I think 2 meters is pointed correctly, and So it's a shame that he's not in here more often. Anyway, back to you, and then we'll see if Daniel's in. Daniel missed the 432 net, I think, last week. KD6BQ and others, K6MYC.
226 is back. Hi, Richard.
Hey, how you doing? Sound good up here. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm back. Had to run out, Mike. Yeah, good to hear you up there, and we'll be missing you. but you're going to have a lot of fun down there. I know that. So, yeah, best of luck here. If I don't talk to you again, K86BQ WA60IB with the rest of the group.
Yeah, thanks, Ken. We look forward to the trip, and we'll look forward to chatting with you when we get back there. So, anyway, and Mike, I'll give Larry a phone call this week just to see how he's doing and let him know I'm going to be out of town for a while, and hopefully maybe encourage him to get back on or something there. Over.
Yeah, please do. We need him on 222 at least. He said 432 was okay. It's just pointed funny. But maybe he can rotate it around until it points the same direction as the 2-meter antennas when he's got them this way, and then know where to go when the 432 net comes up. Thank you, Richard, and let's see if I can get Daniel in here. Daniel, KE7UQL, KE7 Uniform, Quebec, London. Are you with us tonight, Daniel? K6MYC.
Yes, indeed. Here it is, 272, KE7UQL. Go ahead.
Yeah, very good. Good to hear you. Ken, say hi to Daniel there.
Yeah, good evening, Daniel. Good signal up here, or down here, I should say. Great to hear you. WA60IB.
Well, big howdy to you, Ken, WA60IB. Nice to hear from you, over.
Well, thank you. Somebody hears from me anyway. Okay, very good. Well, you have a great week. WA60IB. Thank you, Mike.
Roger, roger.
Yeah, okay. A little thin tonight, Daniel. I can't get a peek on you. The signal's spread out all over. I'm going from 355 to 10 degrees, and I can't seem to get much out of it. So it just diffused, but we got you, and that's the main thing. We tried for you. I think it was 432. We did not hear you on 432. Is the antenna still okay on 432?
Well, it's getting a little hard for me to raise and lower after these big windstorms, so I probably laid it over, and then I just got a little weak to get it back up over.
Oh, okay. In other words, it's not up. It's not up, or you want to lay it over and make sure it's okay, and then put it back up. Is that it? Okay, a little watery and fluttery on that. Ken, did you copy that?
No, he dropped out for me, too.
Oh, okay, it wasn't just me. I was moving the antenna back and forth, and I couldn't keep up with the fading. He kept going down, and I'm moving the antenna, and he stayed the same level, but it never did come up. So it's up and down. Anyway, we'll work out the 432 thing. Maybe when I talk to you on Wednesday, you can give me a rundown on what's going on with 432, Daniel. 7-3, good evening to you. Thanks so much for checking in, as always. And I know you're doing the best you can up there with the weather conditions and the winds and all the rest of it. I think that was a double. KE7UQL 73, Daniel. And I know you're doing the best you can with the weather and the winds. KE7UQL 73, K6MYC.
Roger, roger. See you on Wednesday. KE7UQL 73.
There you come. Now you're coming up real loud again. That's what we've seen tonight. Some very heavy fades. Some of the guys are going right out on me. And they could be like they're in the room with me like 1 second, and then 10 seconds later they're going downhill. All right, take care. We'll see you on Wednesday. KE7UQL, KD6BQ for a final, K6MYC.
Okay, yeah, you're up right now, Mike. I'll try to make it on Wednesday, but I might be busy packing instead. So if you don't hear me, that must be what's happening. 7-3, and you guys, good luck to you while we're gone, too, and good DX here.
Okay, so Wednesday, probably last night, if not sooner. You won't be on Thursday night, huh?
Oh, yeah, no, probably not. I should be on. I should be on tomorrow night on 6. So over.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll catch you on 6. And then we won't expect to hear you till May?
Yep, that's pretty much it.
Oh, boy. We're going to forget your name.
Yeah, forget the name, forget the call, and never existed.
Yeah, you'll have to refresh the whole thing. All right, 7-3. Richard, thanks for always being there. Good signal up and down tonight, though. 86BQ, K6MYC, going back to try another shot at Reading.
Did.
Okay, let's try Reading again, see if it's come back to life. KO6HS with KD6SW already checked in. K6MYC. Jerry, are you there by chance tonight? Over.
AJ6QS.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Alpha Juliet 6, Quebec Lima.
Yeah, AJ6, Queen Lima. Good evening, George. Sounds good. Give Judy your number if you would. I know what it is, but I want to hear it from your lips.
Okay, thank you. It's 1031. Good evening to you as well, Judy.
How are you doing? You doing okay up there? I imagine you might have caught some of that Super Bowl stuff. Did you have a chance to look at that at all?
No, I had a visitor and we tried to get Super Bowl here, but I don't really have much of a TV antenna anymore because I don't need TV, so we couldn't get the live feed at all. Over.
Oh, that's too bad. Well, you didn't miss much, so don't feel bad. It was kind of a bad game. It was way lopsided, way different than it should have been. Everybody thought it would be a real close game, but the Philadelphia Eagles blew out Kansas City. At one point, it was 40-6. And just a terrible game. Kansas City kind of came back a little bit at the end, but that was it. They didn't ever get past the 20-something. Anyway, it was mostly because the other team just quit trying a little bit. It was a blowout. Anyway, George, good to hear you. Thanks for checking in. And a little bit weaker than normal here tonight, but we got you. AJ6 Queen Lima, K6MYC.
Yeah, Mike. I'm not a big ball game fan anyway, so it didn't matter much. But yeah, signals are much weaker today. Yours too. So I don't know what it is. Maybe conditions. But yeah, I can't hear hardly anyone. So it's different. But yeah, at least we made contact. That's good. So back to you, and I think you still have to do Reading in Nevada, right? Over to you. I just expressed.
Oh, I did Nevada, and I came back to Reading just to see if Jerry was in there. I've already worked Reading. I worked KD6SW Rich up there. But I did not hear Jerry, and sometimes he's not there, but I wanted to give it a try because we had serious heavy fading, much like we're getting on you. You come way up strong during that transmission, but the previous one was way down. So the fading, the long-term slow fade, 1.5 minutes up and down, very, very pronounced tonight. Good evening, George. Thanks for being there and checking in. I always appreciate you calling in there. AJ6 Queen Lima, K6MYC, 7-3.
Yeah, 7-3. Yeah, the fading I can hear is very slow and not what I'm used to on HF, but yeah, I've got to live with it. So thank you and have a good evening and all the best to you and Judy. AJ6QS here.
Here, 7-3. Was there another station now? KO6HS or anybody? Try it again. I think that's you, Jerry, but you didn't start out with your normal format. Is this Jerry, KO6HS 230? Is that it? Yeah, same basic problem we had earlier with Rich. He came up very, very strong, and then he went way down, just like you're doing, way down in the noise. But it's just bad conditions. Thanks for being there, Jerry. Thanks for coming back to the mic and joining us here. I'm coming back from Nevada to stop and see if you might be there. 73s, gosh, we need some good solid conditions for a change here, but it probably won't happen until the weather stabilizes a little bit there. Take care and try to stay dry and out of the wind. Hi. KO6HS, K6MYC, listening for your final, Jerry. Boy, nothing heard on that one. Are you Rich? Are you still there? Nothing from Rich either. 7-3, guys. 7-3. The path is gone. Anybody else before I go to the Bay Area? K6MYC, Bozo Net. Okay, Barry, I guess we skipped the Bay Area. We got most everybody. Rob, you want to go down to Southern California again?
Sure, see if Eddie's there.
I'm going to stop here. What does that say?
258.
Let me go back up to... we did miss these two guys. KW6S or A Alpha Foxtrot 6 United. K6MYC. Did you guys ever come into the band plan this evening? KW6S. Are you there, Tom? Oh, he must be playing Super Bowl party. How about you, Lee? Alpha Foxtrot 6 United. K6MYC. Okay, we didn't miss them because we missed them. We missed them because they weren't here. Okay. Very good. Down to Porterville.
KE6BK. Eddie, you on tonight for the 2-meter Bozo Net? KE6BK, KM6SR with K6MYC. Standing by. Eddie, KE6BK. On the outside chance, KB6RQU. How about you, Rick? Old Bozo 61.
Or W6LAD. Or W6QUI. Woody down south tonight.
Yeah, crickets.
So Judy's counting now.
Okay, I'm going to run back in the house, get the rest of the evening going. See you guys later. WA60IB.
Now, everybody healthy at your house finally? Gwen doing okay?
Yeah, everybody's fine. She's back up strong as ever, and everybody's doing good. Thank you.
Okay. Let's see. What's that?
32.
Oh, we got 32 check-ins. Yeah, way down from normal tonight. That would be expected, I guess, with the Super Bowl. Good night, Ken.
Good night, all. WA60IB.
Good night, Ken. WA6OIB, KM6SR 73.
Adios, Rob.
And Aaron, did you get the kids put down there? He's still fighting them. They don't want to go to bed.
He might be doing something with them, I think he said, but I got 32 also.
Well, that's amazing, isn't it?
Yep, for me, because I was halfway falling asleep.
That's what happens when you haven't let sugar from the ice cream and the cookies.
No cookies, but I got some chips.
Okay. Are you planning on being into town any day next week?
Yes, me, KM6SR.
Yes, you.
Yep. I'm not sure if I'm going to go in tomorrow or the next day, but one of those I will be going in. I got some issues with DMV. They returned a check that I paid on a registration. I used their stupid registration number for online paying, and they said, "Oh, we don't have a license, so here's your check back."
Oh, wonderful. FEMA's at work again. Not FEMA. DEI is at work again, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. They just really tick me off. I send the stuff in over a month in advance, and they still don't get the registration back to us till a couple months late, and Candy gets worried about getting pulled over, you know?
Well, she just has to keep the receipt and take care of itself. They're pretty tolerant of that if you've got any record at all that you made the payment.
Yeah, that's what I was telling her. They seem to be understanding because I think they know from their own experience too. Over.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I've never had an issue with it. I've had them questioned a couple times when I didn't get mine back on a trailer or something else, and I usually carry enough paperwork with me to prove that I had it last year and I paid it, and let it go at that. And it's never been an issue. They said, well, make sure you check up on it and make sure it's coming and blah blah blah. Okay. Well, I was just thinking, seems like I got to have. I'm trying to rearrange a drop-off to get my training on this phone. I'm going to cancel Monday's appointment because the guy was sick Friday, and he said, I'm just coming down with something. And then they rescheduled him for me and again on Monday, and I just can't imagine he's going to get over whatever he was coming down with on Friday. So I don't want to sit with him an hour and a half on Monday tomorrow. So I'm going to just cancel it and let it go later in the week or next week. I'm just thinking in the event that they give me a Friday or a Thursday, I'll take it over.
Yeah, I go down periodically, so that'd be fine. Let's see what I was going to say. Oh, bring Judy to our meeting next Friday because we have a special thing on Valentine's Day for the ladies. Over.
Hey, we might just do that. She's nodding her head. She's sort of okay with that today. Okay, very good. Thanks for the invite and a reminder. I was going to ask Ken if there was a meeting coming up, but that's next Friday. This Friday.
Roger, it's actually on Valentine's Day.
Well, that happens to be perfect, doesn't it? All right, should we bring anything?
Nope, just yourselves, or I'll bring you. We got the stuff for the ladies. They don't have to bring us anything over.
Okay, well, maybe we can ride in with you.
Yep, sounds good.
All right, we'll coordinate that as the week goes on, Rob. Thanks much for your help, and we'll see you tomorrow on one band or the other here. 222, actually. You got that steaming hot omnidirectional hole loop working, and it sounds good over here. See you later. Good night to you, Aaron, if you're listening in the background there. K6USY, KM6SR, anybody else listening? K6MYC, Delta Mike 07, Bozo 47. We'll be clear and closing. Here we go.
Yeah, I don't hear Aaron, so that 222 antenna, I don't know how well it's working. I pointed to somebody, and it doesn't seem to do any better.
Well, I know how that is sometimes. It's just the reflections off the hills and stuff, Rob.
Yep. Okay, I didn't know if I should get a second loop or not, but I'm almost hearing some guys, and if a second loop would make a difference, it might be worth it.
Well, so would a Yagi.
Well, I got a big old honking Yagi, but I got to put a rotor under it, and then I got no place on my roof with enough clearance for that big, long, 25 or 30-foot boom to rotate it.
Yeah, I know. I've been hearing these stories for a year or so. I'm not going to say any more. Good night.
Yeah, I understand. Okay, good night. K6NYC, KM6SR 73.